هي انا وانت لحالنا داخلين، وهي تحسين دخل. خلينا نحول على بوغناس. هاي دخلوا. طيب خلينا نحول على السيستم.
ايه
نحول على السوق. انت عند كمبيوترك جميل؟
انا عند كمبيوتري.
سامعك.
تمام
يلا
ماشي.
صباح الخير للجميع.
صباح الخير. صباح الخيرات.
Good morning.
Good morning Mr. شفيق. صباح الخير جميل. صباح الخير.
صباحكم ورد جميعا.
محمود الجميع. صباح الخير. عامر أتمنى أنك بخير وصحة وسلامة. We have
Begonia, can you hear us? Good morning.
Begonia yet is not connected to audio.
Still.
Okay.
وين
لسه محولت.
بس يا جماعة بدي أوضح شغلة قبل ما نضيف اوبشنز الانتربريتيشن وإلى آخره. إنه هلا في البداية في عنا مدير عام الإغاثة الزراعية بده يحكي كلمة هيك صغيرة حدود 10 دقائق بالعربي على أساس إن نترجمها إنجليزي للناس التانيين، وبعدين بدنا نبدأ الإنجليزي عربي.
طيب أوكي جميل. شكرا جميل. Thank you. Good morning Begonia.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course I can hear you.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
I hope that your microphone was still like that all day long, because we will have an interpreter. His name is Tahsin, yet he's not assigned as interpreter, so
Excellent.
you don't have the interpretation option on your computer. We'll try to test it right now. I need to check with other guys here. We have, excuse me for switching to Arabic. محمود الحروب سامعني؟
خليني ارن له لمحمود على التليفون.
تأكد لي. وفي عندي هدول كل الحضور يا جميل ولا في عندي
لا
كمان؟
في زيادة هلا راح يشبكوا من منطقة الزبابدة والى اخره. في زيادة شوية.
Okay. Begonia, back to English. Now I'm going to switch Mr. Tahsin as interpreter. Please, you know, pick up your channel. Usually it's going to be either Arabic or English, depending on what language Mr. Tahsin is speaking. And please don't forget to mute the original audio.
Yes, great.
Okay. While you're speaking, please switch your interpretation to off. Okay.
Okay, great.
If you are giving a lecture or something like that, please switch your interpretation to off. Okay, let's switch Mr. Tahsin as interpreter.
عشان يظبط لكم يفهمكم امور الترجمه وهيك. بس رد عليه. انا ماشي.
I think Mr. Tahsin is an interpreter. Could you please Begonia check with him whether you can hear him through the interpretation or not? Tahsin is on the Arabic channel. You should go to English now. Tahsin. هلا mainly روح على الانجليزي لانه في البدايه راح تحكي بالانجليزي، فبيقولنا راح تسمعك على الانجليزي. Begonia, could you please switch to the English channel? Could you please switch to the English channel with the interpretation?
Okay. Can you see that already? Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah, our interpreter is ready.
Good morning. Okay. I'm selecting the English option. Can you see the translations yet? Okay. Okay, so I have selected English. Okay, but I have an option like silent the original audio. Should I select that? Okay. Okay, can you
Okay,
yes, very well.
هي سامعته.
Good morning. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
We have, okay. Thank you, Bigona. You must be hearing it. Thank you, Bigona. I'm going to check with Gema. Gema, right? Can you please let us hear your voice, if possible?
أخ شفيق في عندنا محمود الحروب مدير مكتبنا بالخليل بالله، بس تشوف معاه كيف أمورهم.
طيب محمود سامعني؟
سامع.
حلو. طيب خلينا نحكي على الترجمة شوي لما يكون في عندنا حكي بالإنجليزي، وهذا الحكي للجميع للي سامعيننا. يعني في عندنا الأخت نبيهة، جميلة، نجدة، عامر، بعرفش في جيمة من حالها بعدين. اوكي لما يبقى في ترجمه بتختاروا
لسه في وسام من الزباب ده راح يفوت.
وات ايفر شاديه مش مشكله، بس خلينا بالحضور هلا. اوكي شغلتين بدي اياهم فيما يخص الترجمه. محمود لما بتبقى تسمع العربي والانجليزي بيطلع لك كمان اوبشن اللي هي ميوت الاوريجينال اوديو. جرب اعملها.
مش سامعينك.
عارف وين حاطط. محمود سامعني؟
انا سامعك.
طيب محمود هلا في عندنا الكره الارضيه هاي اللي طالعه اللي هي الانتربريتيشن، الترجمه. طيب في عندنا واحد من الاي تي في الخليل.
حدا من الشباب يا شباب، حدا يشوف شفيق يرد عليه.
اي واحد.
صباح الخير محمود. صباح الخير محمود. هلا في الترجمه في عندنا شيء اسمه انتربريتيشن بالانجليزي محطوطه في نص الشاشه تحت، شايفينها؟
وين؟
في نص الشاشه تبعت الزوم. وين في عندنا شيء لونه اخضر حداه على اليمين، في شيء اسمه انتربريتيشن. شفتوها شباب؟
ادرس عليها؟
هلا هاي الانتربريتيشن لما بدك تسمع عربي بدك تحط على العربي، لما يصير في حكي بالانجليزي بدك تسمع عربي بدك تحط على العربي. بنفس الوقت في شيء اسمه ميوت اوريجينال اوديو.
شوف من عندك يا عيد.
أنا ظهرت عندي.
ثانك يو جميلة. في حدا مشغل موسيقى؟
نجدة صوتك مش واضح يا نجدة.
لا مش اشتغلش.
سكرت الميكروفون نجدة.
غلبك تعيد شو من وين
طب معلش استنى شوي. بدي اطفي الميكروفونات عن الكل، وبدي بس محمود يشغل ميكروفونه. هلا نخلص واحد معلش. اوكي رجاء كل واحد فيكم يسكر ميكروفونه. دييغو good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, could you hold on a second please? الو وسام. كيف الوضع عندك؟
صوتها خابص على الاخر.
طيب بس بضل عندنا بالترجمه بخصوص العربي والانجليزي. لما بتروح على العربي او الانجليزي في عندك شيء اسمه ميوت اوريجينال اوديو تحتيهم. ضروري تعملها ميوت اوريجينال اوديو لما تروح على العربي. اوكي ضروري
لما نروح على العربي. يعني احنا تمام. دقيقة بس
وسام.
احنا دقيقة شادية. انا معك.
اموركم ان شاء الله صحتكم بخير تكون. انا جميل عبد الهادي، منسق مشروع تمكين الشباب ضد كوفيد-19. وطبعا هذا النشاط اليوم وقعدتنا الحوارية اللي راح نستفيد منها من البروفيسورة بيغونيا اليوم راح تكون هذه مفيدة كثير لإلنا، وضمن أنشطة المشروع العامة. وطبعا في البداية إذا بدنا نحكي عن الريادة، مين مش راح يكون في حدا أفضل للكلام عن هذا الموضوع من مديرنا العام السيد منجد أبو جيش، اللي راح يفتتح جلستنا اليوم بكلمة بسيطة يوضح فيها عن دور الإغاثة في مجال الريادة. ولكن قبل أن يفتتح مديرنا العام الأخ منجد، بنحب طبعا نرحب أول إشي بالانتربرونورز اللي عنا حاضرين من كافة المناطق. طبعا في عنا من مكتبنا من الخليل طبعا من الزبابدة من جنين ومن جميع المناطق، بالإضافة لممثلين الجامعات من الدكتور عبد الناصر والآخرين طبعا، وهلأ الدكتور عبد الغني طبعا رح يشاركنا وإلى آخره. وطبعا كل باسمه ومنصبه، بدناش ننسى حدا يزعل. وطبعا بشركائنا في الFBS اللي تعاوننا معاهم جدا مميز، واحنا جدا مبسوطين وسعيدين بهذه الشراكة. وهلأ ممكن نترك المجال للأخ منجد أبو جيش مديرنا العام بحيث أنه يفتتح هذه الجلسة. تفضل.
صباح الخير لكم جميعا، كل الحاضرين، الشركاء. الإغاثة الزراعية لديها شراكات كبيرة في مجال الزراعة وفي مجال ريادة الأعمال. نعتز بشركائنا في الFBS، نعتز بشركاء مع الجامعات الفلسطينية، لدينا شراكات كبيرة مع الجامعات الفلسطينية في كثير من البرامج. الإغاثة الزراعية منذ 40 عام منذ التأسيس، ولديها اهتمام كبير في موضوع التنمية الزراعية والزراعة، ومنحازة لخدمة المزارعين الفلسطينيين في كل مكان. خلال ال5 سنوات الأخيرة صار هناك اهتمام كبير في موضوع ريادة الأعمال من الزاوية الزراعية، ريادة الأعمال الزراعية، وإدخال كثير من تقنيات التكنولوجيا في موضوع الزراعة. في ال5 سنوات الماضية وضعت الإغاثة الزراعية بصمة كبيرة في هذا المجال من خلال شراكات ومشاريع مختلفة مع مانحين وممولين كثر. وللأمانة يعني كان جهد الموظفين الميدانيين جهد كبير جدا في بناء يعني مسرعة الأعمال الزراعية التي تعمل ضمن منظومة الإغاثة الزراعية الكبيرة. هناك لها مقرات رئيسية 3، في مقر رئيسي في الزبابدة، وتحول هذا مقر الإغاثة الزراعية إلى مقر لريادة الأعمال، وينشط حاليا في كثير من الأنشطة التي تتعلق في ريادة الأعمال، وهو مكان نشيط ومستمر في الاحتضان للأفكار الزراعية. هناك مجموعات احتضان وراء مجموعات احتضان. يعني في خلال العام الماضي لم يهدأ ريادة الأعمال مقر الزبابدة في ريادة الأعمال من تدريب واحتضان كثير من الأفكار الريادية المبدعة، واستطعنا أن نشق طريقنا في بعض المشاريع الناجحة اللي على الأرض يعني ثبتت نجاحها، وفي كثير من الأفكار الريادية الجديدة. عندما يزرع الزنجبيل على سطوح المنازل في طول كرم وينتج ويصبح هناك إنتاج ربحي من الزنجبيل، ويزرع لأول مرة في فلسطين عن طريق الإغاثة الزراعية ودعم الإغاثة الزراعية، يعني هاي أفكار مهمة. عندما نعمل بيت بلاستيكي مؤتمت في قباطية مع مزارع فلسطيني، يستطيع هذا المزارع الفلسطيني أن يبرد ويكيف هذا البيت البلاستيكي ويحصل على الظروف البيئية المناسبة للزراعة. انتقلت الزراعة، يعني هو أول بيت فلسطيني، أول بيت بلاستيكي فلسطيني كمبيوترايز، يستطيع هذا الإنسان أن يزرع في جميع الأوقات لأنه أصبحت البيئة المناسبة للزراعة. عندما يكون في مشروع نجاحها الآن حوالي 100 صبي استطاع سوي المشروع الخاص في مجال الزراعة، في مجال التصنيع الغذائي، التصنيع الغذائي، في مجال التكنولوجيا، في أفكار كثير جديدة في 100 مشروع اللي ضمن مشروع نجاحها، وفي مشاريع كثيرة بهذا الاتجاه. نستطيع أن نقول أن الإغاثة الزراعية خلال السنوات الماضية استطاعت أن تضع بصمة كبيرة في مشاريع ريادة الأعمال خاصة الزراعية، منها واستخدام الأفكار الجديدة والتكنولوجيا الجديدة. حاضنة الأعمال في كل من الضفة وغزة، في الزبابدة وفي غزة وفي أريحة وفي المركز الرئيسي، تقريبا أصبح يعني نص عمل الإغاثة الزراعية في ال5 سنوات الماضية هو باتجاه يعني التركيز على حاضنة أعمال وابتكار الأعمال الزراعية ودعم المشاريع. هناك كثير من المنح، يعني بنعطي منح للصبايا وللشباب. تقريبا المنحة يعني معدل المنحة حوالي 7-8 آلاف دولار. في بعض الأحيان بيشاركوا المستفيدين في هذه المنحة. يعني النجاحات التي حققت في هذا المجال في رضا عنها في الإغاثة الزراعية. ما زلنا يعني لدينا الاستطاعة أن نطور من هذا المجال ونطور من هذه الأفكار، ونحول مقرات الإغاثة الزراعية إلى مقرات لريادة الأعمال الزراعية واحتضان كل الأفكار اللي بتطلع من الشباب ومن الصبايا. هناك في مشكلة كبيرة في موضوع البطالة في فلسطين بين الخريجين، بين الصبايا والشباب. هذه المشكلة لا تستطيع الحكومة الفلسطينية ولا القطاع الخاص ولا المؤسسات الأهلية حلها عن طريق الوظيفة. علينا أن نشجع جميعا توجه الشباب والصبايا إلى الأعمال الخاصة فيهم من خلال ابتكار أفكار جديدة السوق بحاجة إليها. ريادة الأعمال يجب أن تكون مربحة، يجب أن يدخل المستهدف من هذا يربح. يعني الربح هو أساسي. يعني لا نريد أن نحصل على فكرة جديدة في فلسطين من أجل الفكرة الجديدة، نريد أن نحصل على أفكار جديدة بتوفر بعض المواد الاستهلاكية لصالح المستهلك الفلسطيني، بزراعة فلسطينية، بإنتاج فلسطيني، بعمل فلسطيني. هذا بنوفر للمستهلك مواد قابلة للتسويق بشكل جيد. احنا بنستخدم الزراعات الآمنة. الإغاثة الزراعية في كل تدريباتها تستخدم الزراعات الآمنة. يعني شكرا لكم جميعا، شكرا لمن لبى هذا اللقاء. نأمل يعني أن يكون هناك مداخلات ونقاشات من هذا اللقاء بتفيد الإغاثة الزراعية وبتفيد أعمالها وتطورها. وأشكركم جميعا اسم. أنتم أصدقاء أعزاء علينا جميعا. تحتكون مع الإغاثة الزراعية شريكنا الأساسي الFBS في مشاريع مختلفة أثبتت جدارتها على الأرض وأثبتت حاجة الناس إليها. نحن نركز الآن على مشاريع في مناطق الأغوار، هذه المناطق المهمشة والفقيرة جدا، وهي بحاجة ماسة للدعم من قبل المؤسسات الأهلية ومن قبل الحكومة الفلسطينية. نأمل لكل مشاريعنا النجاح. نأمل لفكرة ريادة الأعمال في فلسطين خاصة الزراعية أن تتقدم بسرعة وأن يكون لها الحظ الأوفر من الاهتمام من قبل المانحين ومن قبل الحكومة ومن قبل القطاع الخاص ومن قبل العمل الآلي. كل ما عملنا مع بعض كلياتنا، كل ما كنا يعني موحدين في خدمة الشباب الذين يعملون في هذا المجال. تعرفوا أنتم جميعا هناك عزوف من قبل الشباب للعمل في الزراعة، ولكن إذا دخلنا التكنولوجيا ودخلنا الأفكار الجديدة في موضوع الزراعة نستطيع أن يعود عدد مهم من الشباب للعمل في الزراعة. شكرا لكم جزيلا. سأكون معكم يعني مدة من الوقت أسمع بعض المداخلات، ولكن بعد نصف ساعة سأعتذر عن استكمال هذا اللقاء بسبب انشغالات أخرى. شكرا لكم، شكرا جميل، شكرا لكل الفريق.
شكرا لك أخ أبو فراس. وهلا راح نترك المجال طبعا لشركائنا في الFBS ولمايتي بأنها تقدم طبعا بيغونيا وتحكي شوي عن دور الFBS في هذا المشروع. فمايتي لو سمحت تفضلي.
Hello. Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me well?
One minute.
Great.
One minute.
Thank you so much.
مايتي 1 minute. بدنا نطلب بس
Sure.
جميع الناس انهم يحولوا اللغة انه على اساس عربي، على اساس انهم يقدروا يسمعوا الترجمة بعد اذنكم.
Hello.
Yes, you can proceed.
سامعينا.
Thank you so much, Emil, and thanks a million, Mr. Abuyis, for your kind words. Let me please briefly introduce Ms. Begoña Casas. She will be our speaker today. She has been working since 2016 as a professor of economy at the European University of Madrid, and she has a sound experience in entrepreneurial leadership. In addition to that, we have had the great honor of counting with her, with this outstanding professional as part of our FPS team in Madrid, supporting the program in Palestine a few years back. So for her, the reality on the ground of Palestine is very well known. I'm sure you will enjoy the session. Please feel free to ask any question, to take note of any query you may have, and this session is for you. Be active, be involved, and let me just give the floor to Begoña. Begoña, the floor is yours, please.
Hello, good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure for me to be with you today. Thank you to Mr. Director General from PARC, and also like other institutions, representatives, NGOs, also universities, and all of you attending this session. As Mike mentioned, I used to work for Fundación Promoción Social, Social Promotion Foundation a few years ago. So I know you like in the field. I know your experience, your background, and it's a great pleasure to me to be back in this Middle East issue. So let's start. I have a short presentation. So the idea would be that first of all, starting with a brief introduction on the worldwide entrepreneurial hubs. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to upload the presentation. Okay, so first of all, this is the title of the presentation. It's like main entrepreneurial hubs worldwide, but will be, of course, being focused afterwards in the Middle East. Okay, this is part of the project you are carrying out, sustainable and equitable agro-entrepreneurship, empowering Palestinian youth of Area C facing COVID-19. The project you are carrying out with Fundación Promoción Social, with PARC and the Spanish Cooperation Agency. This is the plan for today. First of all, we have the presentation from the General Director, Art and Maite, from Fundación Promoción Social. We also, now we are going to talk about main entrepreneurship hubs worldwide. Afterwards, round 10:35, we'll be having a short break. And we'll continue with entrepreneurship in the Middle East, other online entrepreneurship hubs, and finally, will be a bigger space for you for questions and interventions, debate at the end. So it's going to be around 20 minutes. I will try to give you more time in case you want to ask and participate. Okay. First of all, these are the organizations like promoting this event. Okay, and first of all, I wanted to share with you this definition. This is from the Spanish Royal Academy of Language about entrepreneurship. Because you as Palestinians came to my mind when reviewing that definition, is undertaking and starting a new work, business or endeavor, particularly if this involves difficulty or danger. So in my view, I assume that you, like living in the Middle East, living in the midst of a very complex conflict, you are accustomed to difficulty or danger. So this is the spirit of an entrepreneur. So you are by nature entrepreneurs because you are totally adapted to difficulty, to risks, to danger, to like assuming this endeavor every day. So apart from your vocation, let's say about agriculture, agribusiness, entrepreneurship, you are basically entrepreneurs just by nature, just because you are Middle Easterners. Okay. This is the process or itinerary of any entrepreneur. So usually it's like when you introduce you are getting inside the issue with the presentation. Second, inspiration, when you draw inspiration from other entrepreneurs. Okay. Third would be ideation. Most of you have already carried out this period or phase, which is about how you create your entrepreneurial ideas. Okay. After that, you will be generating business models, your own business model. Some of you, as far as I know, are already in this moment. Okay. Also, like selection of the best projects can be your own ideas. It can be among you, like selecting the best ideas from your own entrepreneurial hub. After that, you must be skilled in communication to communicate your project. I know that with PARC, you are learning how to carry out like an elevator speech, okay, and how to present your project in public. This is really important. And finally, action, which is like when you look for funding and you already start implementation. Today, we're going to talk about basically about period 7 or phase 7, which will be taking action. So they're looking for funds and taking part of funding rounds is part of your action experience as entrepreneurs. This will be like the itinerary of the life cycle of any entrepreneurs. We are assuming this last phase of action. Okay, let's continue with this. Excuse me one moment. Okay, excuse me for one moment, please. Okay, here I am again. Okay, now we're going to talk about the main entrepreneurial hubs worldwide. As you know, all around the world, there are key entrepreneurial points, hubs or connection points to boost entrepreneurship, okay? So basically, just to have an idea, the startup ecosystem worldwide involves around $3 trillion in value. So you can imagine how big it is. So you are part of this super big ecosystem. This amount is equivalent to a G7 economy, okay? Also, the 10 largest companies in the world were created as startups. So think of Twitter, like Google, like all the big companies, basically technological, but there are some others, of course, not only technological ones, have been created, have been set up as entrepreneurial models, okay? In 2019 alone, the startup business captured around $3 billion in venture capital. So this means that there's there are big opportunities from the funding point of view for you to create like this startup business, okay? The impact of COVID-19, I just would like to mention that in a general way, as your project is also focused on that, has been ambivalent, as you know. On the one hand, some sectors have been negatively impacted by the pandemic. So just think of like, for example, like traveling, maintenance, etc. But other sectors have grown considerably. So think of logistics and distribution sectors, food and agriculture and agribusiness, which is your business, okay? Pharma, biotechnology, telcos, e-commerce, all these sectors have grown a lot due to COVID-19 because our global demand has increased precisely to focus on that, okay? So at this first stage, I would like to mention that your sector, which is food and agribusiness, also could be talking about livestock, okay? But basically, food and agribusiness is one of the most growing sectors due to COVID-19. It is true that at the very beginning, as everything with a great closure, because everything was closed, we were confined. So in this sense, you couldn't develop your business as usual. But now this sector is growing. It's one of the most, is the strongest sectors nowadays. The data we're going to talk about is based on this initiative, a startup genome, okay, that has created like a global rank to classify the most important entrepreneurial hubs all around the world. You know that there are other institutions carrying out these standards. For example, global GEM, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which is very well known too. But I like this one particularly because it is not only focused on classifying the hubs, but also analyzing them inside, selecting the sectors, like so it's going like a very much indeed. Okay, so that's why this is the standard I selected. Okay, basically these are the most important hubs all around the world. They also take part of this genome initiative. Okay, you can have a look at the webpage. You have that like at the bottom, startupgenome.com. You have all the information there. So basically, as you can see, there are the developed world is very strong in this respect, but there are also initiatives and hubs in the developing world. So you can be also part of that, of course. Okay, the ranks. So we are going to have a look at 2 ranks. The first one is like the general ecosystem, like a startup ecosystem rank. It's the general one. And there is another one which is like will be like the big promises, or like the currently growing startup ecosystems. Okay, going through the first one, the global startup ecosystem ranking. We are just going to mention the 10 first ones. Okay, they are like around 15. Okay. The first one is Silicon Valley. Okay, you know, in the USA. Second one is New York. Okay. Third one is London. Fourth is Beijing in China. Number 5 is Boston. Okay. 6 is Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. So here you have the first like representation from the Middle East. Also Los Angeles, Shanghai in China, Seattle in the USA, and Stockholm in Sweden. In Europe, there are also very important hubs. You can see like these squares like in different colors. So let's have a look at how this ranking has been created. So basically, startup, you know, has considered the following items. It's like performance from startups, also like funding opportunities, like locating at these hubs. Market reach, this means would be how startups are able to reach the market and to gain market share. Also connectedness will be like networking. How capable is this hub to create networking and to set connections, okay? Also like talent, okay, like the level of talent focus there, okay, and knowledge. This is, okay. So basically from the map, you can see that there is a predominance of America, particularly North America, this including like USA and Canada, okay? Also Europe. Okay, also Europe. Various countries will be mentioned that later on. Asia Pacific, China, Japan, and South Korea. And in Europe, we have basically a predominance from Northern European countries, and this including like also the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, etc. Other European countries such as UK, Germany, France, or Switzerland. Okay. Also in Central South America, Brazil is very strong, and in South Asia, we can mention India. Okay. So basically, this could be the panorama. So let's come back to the map, and these are the most important hubs. After that, in the second half of the session, we're going to focus on the Middle East hubs. Okay, we'll be talking about like more in depth about this regional, your region. Okay, so I come back to you. Okay. And before we'll be having like in 5 minutes we'll be having a first break, okay? But I would like I give you the floor in case you want to comment or ask something before the break, okay? So the floor is yours. You can ask or comment anything from this first section. Okay.
Actually, الو انا راح احكي بالعربي. اوكي. المفروض انك انت بتترجم. ليش من الخريطه اللي شفناها، وجدنا معظم التركز في مسألة الريادة أول شيء في الدول الراقية مثل أمريكا وكندا وأوروبا وهيك، وليس في الدول النامية، مع إنه الدول النامية بحاجة كثير للموضوع.
Yes, there are also very important hubs in the developing countries. Okay, so we'll be seeing that like in the second half when talking about also the Middle East. Okay, there are very important centers in Africa, such as Nigeria, of course, like India. Okay, in the Middle East, there are very important centers, Abu Dhabi, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, also Cairo. We'll be talking about that. Okay, in Asia and in Latin America, there are also very important hubs in some Latin American and Caribbean countries. But the difference is that in these countries are like more at the first stage, let's say like developing in the sense from the entrepreneurial point of view, will be more at the initial stage. Okay, if we compare that, for example, to Silicon Valley. Okay, so of course there are very important entrepreneurial centers all around the world in the developing countries. Okay, but they are like more at more initial stage. Okay, think for example that from Silicon Valley, like the most important, some of the most important technological companies, they come from Silicon Valley. Okay, so Twitter, for example. Okay, Facebook, etc. So if we compare that, of course, there is entrepreneurship, there are entrepreneurial activities in the developing countries, but it's more like at the more initial stage. Okay, we'll be seeing that in the second half. Okay, let me see if I can advance something in this respect. Okay, okay. So if you want, as we have like 5 minutes, we can I'm going to share with you the next rank. Okay, I think it's going to be very helpful in this respect. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so in this sense, we have we already mentioned like the key the largest entrepreneurial hubs, but of course they are also, as we mentioned before, emerging ecosystems. Okay, so the first one, let's mention the 10 first ones too. Okay, so I have Mumbai, okay, in India, Jakarta in Indonesia, Zurich in Switzerland, also Helsinki in Finland. Greater Helsinki is like the big region, okay, around Helsinki. Guangzhou in China, okay. We also have Barcelona and Madrid, okay, Philadelphia, Manchester, and also the research triangle in the United States, okay. I also pointed out in this slide Barcelona and Madrid because as you are making part also like of a project with Fundación Promoción Social and also Social Promotion Foundation and also the Spanish Cooperation Agency. Maybe some of you can be interested to connect your agri-business entrepreneurship with some of the important hubs in Barcelona or Madrid. Now there are two important emerging ecosystems. Okay, going down in the rank, we can also mention the two ones like mentioned before in the Middle East, basically Cairo, okay, which is one of the most important emerging ecosystems, and also Abu Dhabi. Okay, so just remember the criteria included in that. Okay, and now my guess to have the coffee break right now, but if you want, we can also mention, give me a moment in this respect. Let me back to this slide. Going in depth into the rank analysis, the general one, having a look at the main activities carried out in each of the 10 first general ranks. I mean, now I'm talking about the biggest ones. Okay, let's talk about the type of activity they are carrying out. So first of all, in Silicon Valley, you know, is basically technologies, artificial intelligence, big data, fintech, life science. In New York, is basically also technology. Okay, in London, it's a hub focused on technology and education, and fintech too. In Beijing, China is also technology. You see, basically it's technology. We'll be seeing that after that, how you can apply that to your agribusiness. In Boston, it's focused on manufacturing, logistics, and also part of technology and life science. In Tel Aviv, is technology. Los Angeles is technology and life science. Life science is basically medical science, but also from a larger point of view, could be included other subsectors. In this case, could be including like could be by extension include also food and agriculture, because it's also part of health issues, okay? Shanghai is technology, Seattle too, and Stockholm also technology, sustainability, and life science, okay? But if we talk about the main ecosystems in the Middle East, okay, you already know, like Tel Aviv is basically technology, artificial intelligence, big data, and cybersecurity. But in Cairo, we can find fintech and transportation. Okay, so it's a very important hub, innovating in transport. This is important for you because in case you want to extend your connections, your trade could be linked to some hubs in Cairo for this logistical issue. In Abu Dhabi is a very large hub in the Middle East, okay? And it's including technology and also information communication technology, okay? Life science too, engineering, construction, food and beverage. So here you can see another connection with you for food and beverage, okay, for food sector, where agriculture is a very, very big part. Also metals, retail trade, okay, and petrochemicals. You know, they are really strong in petrol production, okay. The ones underlined mean that the possible connections can have with you, this including like transport, of course, life science, as we mentioned before, this is basic focus on medical science, but can be connections with food and having a healthy life. So in this sense, agricultural sector is really key. Also, food and beverage is another important connection with you, and retail trade. Of course, like in the end, you will be carrying out retailing with your agricultural projects, okay? And in my view, technology and also fintech can be accessory sectors to agribusiness. This is accessory sectors to you, okay? Because you can introduce technology to manage your crops, to manage your production, to manage your trade, to manage even your human resources, okay, in your production centers. And of course, fintech. You can also have access to financial technology to deal with your business, for example, to receive your payments, to manage your sales, to control your accountings. You can use this fintech to ask for a loan, okay? So so for me, these two sectors, technology and fintech, can be two very relevant or crucial accessory sectors to your agribusiness activities. Okay, so basically there are other points in the Middle East, but basically in the Middle East we have these three entrepreneurial hubs. Okay, I take some minutes from the break, but we'll be doing is like basically providing you with extra time after that for the break. Okay, I expect to have covered your question. Okay, if you want to comment something else before the break, this would be great. Okay, give me a moment because I would like to okay, I'm going to open the translation again. Okay, so if you want to ask something or add something before the break, that will be a 15 minutes break.
حدا عنده دقيقة ممكن حدا وسام لأنه وسام.
Someone here has a question.
وسام
Okay.
سامعينه.
Go ahead.
اولا اريد ان اشكرك جزيل الشكر على اعطائنا المعلومات ونصحنا بالمجال الريادي، ولكن عندي سؤالين. السؤال الاول هو كيف نستطيع ان نتواصل مع هذه الشركات الرياديه الضخمه التي اصبحت من القمه، وكيف يمكن ان نتواصل معها ونستشيرهم في بعض الاحيان في بعض المجالات ان كانت مشتركه.
وسام سوري بعتذر عن وسام، اللي بيسال خليه يقرب على الكمبيوتر رجاء لان الصوت مش واضح كثير.
تمام. مرحبا، شكرا جزيلا الشكر لإعطانا هذه المعلومات القيمة وإعطانا النصائح في المجال الريادي. ولكن لدي سؤالين أتمنى الإجابة عليهم. أولا، هل يمكن أن نتواصل مع هذه الشركات الريادية الضخمة التي يمكن أن نستشيرها في بعض الأشياء المشتركة ما بين المشاريع يعني؟ والسؤال الثاني، ما هي النقاط الأساسية التي يجب الاهتمام بها لوصول المشروع الريادي إلى القمة مثل هذه الشركات الضخمة؟ وصل الصوت ولا رد عيد؟
Okay, if I understood your question in the right way, I assume that you would like to know how you can communicate with the big other bigger organizations. Okay, how do you take part of this, like big networking? So this is part of the proposal I have for you today. We can discuss that in the second half. But basically, what I would do is like creating a strong business model. It doesn't matter if your business model, imagine like is small and you have like a few people. Don't worry, because all startups have begun like that. Okay, so like create an original, differential, okay, and a strong business model. That's the key. Okay, and after that, get ready to communicate your business model, to set contacts with other larger companies, other big hubs, to set this networking. Okay, there are different ways of cooperation. You can set alliances among you. For example, imagine among different agribusiness startup organizations, as you are doing with PARC already. Okay, and you can also set alliances with big companies. Okay, many large companies are doing so already. For example, Facebook. Okay, Facebook is carrying out setting alliances with smaller startups, and even in one day you can even sell out your startup to a larger company. Okay, these alliances are really very common, very common, but it is also difficult because there are two absolutely different business models. Like, there's nothing to do with how you deal with, for example, technology at Facebook, and how you are dealing with your small agribusiness in Palestine. So of course, these alliances are possible, but like connection and like setting a specific and efficient alliance is not so easy. It takes time, a good understanding, and a big effort, but it is also, of course, possible. Okay, so to do so with other larger startups, there are usually two ways. The first one is like setting, which is called open innovation. It's when the company like launches a kind of challenge to collaborate with other smaller organizations. In this case, they can invite you to be part of that. Okay, imagine like a large company is doing so. For example, in Spain, Carrefour is doing so with a smaller agribusiness producers. Okay, so setting this open innovation hub, okay, opportunity or challenge in which you can participate to collaborate with a larger company. And another way is like, which is called intrapreneurship. It's when companies create an internal department in a company for you to, for them to, how to say, like to set internal innovation. In this case, they can get other organizations involved to launch this department, to innovate. And they usually carry out alliances with a smaller startups. Okay. So these are the two main ways to collaborate with large companies. But of course, you can also be part of these worldwide hubs. Okay, so if you want, after the break, we can discuss how you can do that from PARC and agribusiness startups in Palestine. Okay, we have a specific proposal for you. Okay, if you agree, what do you think? We could have the break right now until it's a bit later, but we have advanced a lot, so we can have a break until 11. Okay, like a coffee break until 11 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so Sergio is telling me that you agree. Okay, so if you agree, like colleagues from Social Promotion Foundation and Park, we can have a break until 11. Okay, coffee break. We'll be back after that to still like discussing on the Middle East startups. Okay. Okay. So see you at 11. Then. Do you want to say something? Okay, Sergio, go ahead. Yes.
I was just saying thanks so much, Begonia, for the presentation. That was really good.
Thank you very much. Let's have a break, Sergio, and see each other at 11, if you agree, and continue with the second half. Yes.
We have a 15 minutes break and we will come back. See you, everyone.
Okay, see you later.
مرحبا جميعا، الكل سامع؟ الكل سامعنا؟ ممكن إن نرجع لحلقتنا. وسام سامعنا؟
صوت مسموع تمام.
الصوت مسموع. طيب الأخ تحسين برضو معانا؟ ماشي، حكينا لها تبطئ شوية في الكلام لأن ماشي 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 سيدي العزيز، ماشي ماشي.
Okay, hello again, everybody. Let's continue with our session today, okay? So in the first half, we're talking about the main entrepreneurial hubs all around the world, where we have seen like two different ranks. The first one is like the general one by a startup genome, including like the largest economies in the world, basically. And there is a second rank for emerging economies, as we mentioned in the last part before the break. So this second rank is where you can find, as you used to ask me, you can find the developing economies, okay? You have the link. I sent the link through the chat, so you can have a look at that in depth, where you can find many developing economies such as Indonesia, Vietnam, several ones in the Middle East, in Africa, Nigeria, for example, India. So you can find many developing economies in this second rank. So this is just to clarify one of the previous points, okay? Now let's continue with this second half, going in depth, into the Middle East hubs, and we'll be talking about what you can do as entrepreneurials from the agribusiness sectors in Palestine, what you can do to boost your entrepreneurial experience and vocation, okay? Let's go. Okay, this is the second rank I mentioned before. So this is just a summary. As you can see, also my city, Madrid and Barcelona are included in it. Okay, you can have a look at that. There are 100 emerging ecosystems, and you can have a look at that. You will find basically developing economies, but some other developed ones too. Okay, okay. So coming back to the issue. Okay. So if you remember, we were already talking about main entrepreneurial hubs in the Middle East, okay? So you already know that in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, you have very strong ecosystems, basically focused on technology. Second, in Cairo, okay? Third, in Abu Dhabi. And there are also some other entrepreneurial hubs in the Middle East, such as Riyadh, okay? And Bahrain. The two last ones are in the activation phase, which could be considered to be at an early stage. Okay, so this is just a starting point. Okay, okay. So from Tel Aviv, you know, it's technology. Okay, in Cairo, you already know it's fintech, it's financial sector and technology linked. Also transportation. You know that Cairo is a very important hub in the Middle East for transport connections, tourism, etc. So entrepreneurs are quite focused on this transportation. Okay. In Abu Dhabi, we mentioned that before too. There are many sectors you can find: technology and information and communications sector, life science, engineering, construction, food and beverage. So this is important for you for food sector. You can set alliances with these food sector entrepreneurs. Okay, metals, retail trade, and petrochemicals. Okay, as we mentioned before, for you the most important hubs, in my opinion, will be Cairo and Abu Dhabi because of the transport focus, life sciences, food and retail trade. Okay, but also like bear in mind, of course, technology and fintech, because they are accessory sectors to agribusiness. So you can boost your business by developing technological solutions and financial technological solutions. Okay. With respect to the activation phase hubs or early stage hubs in the Middle East, basically Riyadh and Bahrain. In Riyadh, you can find many entrepreneurial business from the e-commerce, okay, also fintech, financial sector, and education. Okay, so Riyadh can also be important for you for these sectors: e-commerce, financial, and education. And Bahrain is basically fintech, is financial. Okay, very good. So that's for you to have like the overall picture. Okay, now let's focus on you, on your agribusiness Palestinian focus. The point here is like, what can you do to, because I want to see on the map Palestinian entrepreneurs, okay? In my opinion, you can be part of these relevant entrepreneurial hubs in the Middle East. You can, okay? So you could be part of the list, of this list. Let's identify your potential. This is a matrix created also by Startup Genome, okay? And it's considering different dimensions, okay? So, so basically you can see global business and financial centers. You can see openness and quality of life, also protected market rates, okay? Technology production, and first early mover. This will be an early mover in economy, as you know, is like the first initiative, entrepreneur or company starting a new business model. Could be the early mover, the first mover, the starter of a business model. Okay, so starting with the global business and financial centers, in this case, linking that to the previous information, you have different centers in Cairo and Abu Dhabi. You can connect, okay? Of course, you have also from the openness and quality of life, you have Cairo, okay, because they are focused on life science, Abu Dhabi, and you, because you are agribusiness. So agribusiness is linked to quality of life, life science. And from a strict point of view, it is true that life science is usually focused on like medical services, health, etc. But today, this health sector is being understood in a wider sense. This including also like food, the quality of our life. For example, if we practice sports, if we like are fitted in a healthy way. So this is like a wider approach. Okay, and from the protected market reach, in this case, this is referred to a market as far as this market can be opened or can have limitations. In your case, you have certain limitations due to the situation of the conflict in the Middle East. This is like a realistic view, so you have many limitations, but there are also opportunities because everybody needs agriculture to live. Okay, so here the point will be looking for ways to develop your business, although there are limitations that you experience every day. From the technology production, as we mentioned before, technology could be for you like an accessory sector. So you can make your businesses more technological. For example, control your crops by using technology. Okay. In this sense, you have the centers of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and Abu Dhabi focus on technology. And finally, that's becoming the first mover and early mover. In this case, I also would like to point out your own view. It is true that agriculture is one of the most ancient economic sectors in the world. It was like invented in prehistoric times. Okay, so it's really, really ancient. But you can innovate, you can do something different in this agribusiness, and particularly in the Middle East, as like you know that the entrepreneurial hubs are basically focused on technology. So you have the opportunity to be strong in the agribusiness sector. So this is a matrix. In this matrix, I would locate you in the early mover, in the sense like like rejuvenating or updating the agribusiness, okay, and also in this area like openness and quality of life, because your business, agricultural business, is linked to a healthy life, to life science, and to improving our quality of life. Okay. Moving on, we have, this is a matrix created by Professor David Rigby from the University of California, UCLA, okay? It is called Innovation Edge Framework. You have a look at this matrix. You can find like two axes. The vertical one is like global potential of an entrepreneurial sector. And the horizontal one is focused on the ecosystem potential. This will be the ecosystem, this will be due in Palestine and for the agribusiness. So the first one, the vertical one, the vertical axis is focused on the global potentialities or opportunities of this business model. And the horizontal one is based on the regional or like the smaller ecosystem you have and its potentialities. You can have a low situation. It will be a low priority because it is referred to a business which is not proven to have like big global potentialities, either ecosystem potentialities. So it's like, it's a low priority, it's a low interest sector, okay? We can also have a moonshot. This is like when you have global potentialities at a high level, but ecosystem potentialities are low. In this case, we have moonshots. In this case, with this advice is like experimenting, so trying with the sector, seeing how it works, okay? Third, we have sustained advantage, which could be high ecosystem potentialities, but low global potentialities. So can have an advantage, but from a local point of view, from this ecosystem point of view, but not at global scale, okay? And finally, we have a high situation, will be global potentialities with ecosystem potentialities. This could be a smart specialization. So this means this is a high interest sector in which you should be specialized. In this case, I see you there because your sector is of high interest from your ecosystem regional point of view, but it's also very interesting from the global point of view because we already mentioned that in the pandemic, under the pandemic COVID-19, the food and beverage and agricultural sector was of much interest, and even the sector is growing in global economic terms. So this means that your sector can attract a lot of investment because it is of high interest. I see you there as in the smart specialization part of the matrix. This is just for you to see how important is your sector, okay? And it's a big opportunity because you can attract investment, not only regional, but also international investment. Okay, so what can we do? So as we have seen, your sector is a growing sector because agriculture is linked to food and it's linked to a healthy life, which is key. Nowadays, due to COVID-19, we'll have like made conscious of this importance of our health. And our health is linked to food, it's linked to agriculture. Second, you should be looking for partnerships. One of the questions was focused on that. How can we like boost these partnerships? So you should be looking for local, regional, and international partnerships, okay? And finally, the proposal I have for you today is like setting up your own startup hub in Palestine, okay? So that's my proposal. You can do that with the ministry, you can do that with PARC, you can do that with Fundación Promoción Social, Social Promotion Foundation, and humbly, I can help you if you need me to, okay? So the idea is that you set up your own startup hub because Silicon Valley started being like a very small hub and now it's the largest all around the world. Why shouldn't we do that? Something similar in Palestine, we can create a hub, okay? So let's see how we could do that. In my view, this hub should be located at public level. So I see the most efficient hubs like can be located at public level. I mean, like depending on a ministry or like high level, okay? But of course, including participants from all sectors, can be public, private, and also third sectors, institutions such as social promotion and also foundation, and of course, park. Okay, and different institutions can be part of that. By setting this own hub, you can establish like worldwide connections in my like developing your networking, your research development innovation, looking for funding opportunities. Social promotion foundation has a large experience in this respect, looking for funds from the World Bank, from the OECD, from the European Union, from the Spanish agency. So there are enormous amounts of funds to create entrepreneurial hubs. For example, just to give a very close example, the European Union, the recovery plan, one of the lines is creating, is boosting entrepreneurial initiatives, okay, linked to sustainability. So there are many, many opportunities, okay? Also, you can draw inspiration from other international models. You can study in depth each model. You can study Silicon Valley, you can study Cairo, you can study Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. So study the inspiration models to create your own hub, okay? And in my view, as far as the Middle East conflict is progressing, my hope is really linked to society and to economic progress, okay? So I mean that economic progress may deeply contribute to lessen the daily difficulties in Palestine, okay? To make your life better, okay? So this could be an incredible opportunity for you creating this entrepreneurial hub in the Middle East, located in Palestine. So this is my advice, okay? So there's a long way in front of you to set everything, to create everything, but this would be, I think, a good idea for you. Okay, let's talk about now in this last part of the presentation about the online entrepreneurship hubs, okay? Let me have a look at that because okay, so if you want, we can have because it's like a different issue. If you want, we can take like, as we are dealing good with time, okay, we can have like a shorter space, like let's say 10 minutes for questions or commentaries if you want, before starting this last section. Okay, so if you want, I give you the floor to all participants for you, in case you want to comment or add anything for this section, like entrepreneurship in the Middle East, Palestine, and this proposal. Go ahead.
يا جماعة في الخليل أو في المناطق الثانية حدا منكم عنده أي هيك استفسار؟ لأن الدكتورة صراحة عندها خبرة واسعة فممكن تفيد، يعني حدا عنده سؤال خصوصا عن فلسطين والريادة بفلسطين وإلى آخره، يعني اللي عنده يتفضل.
Yes. Okay, so if you want, let's continue. There will be a bigger space for questions, commentaries at the end. Yes, if you have some question or idea you would like to share, you want like write it down, take notes, okay? And after we'll come back to it after that, because maybe now just coming back from the break, maybe these questions are not coming to you yet. So just write down your questions or ideas, and in the next part for the debate, we can share that. I would like to have your participation because I'm also ready to learn from you and also to create something together, not only just presenting from my side, okay? Very good. Okay, so Okay, so let's talk about the opportunities you may find for online entrepreneurship hubs. You know that usually hubs are located at specific cities or places, for example, as we mentioned, Silicon Valley or Cairo, etc. But of course, there are important online entrepreneurial hubs you can connect. Okay, in this sense, they are usually linked to initiatives and to annual summits for entrepreneurs. So usually there is a linkage between annual meetings for entrepreneurs and online hubs. And after COVID-19, many of the even like physical entrepreneurial hubs have also launched their online versions or online hubs. Okay, so they are working in parallel with face-to-face entrepreneurial hubs and online hubs. Okay, so basically the first thing I would like to mention is that to review with you the funding stages, because usually you will be looking for different founders or investors depending on the stage in which your entrepreneurial initiative is located. Okay, depending basically on the amount needed. Okay, your funding needs. The first level is called pre-seed funding. It's usually going from $10,000 to $100,000. Okay, so this could be the first pre-seed funding. Some of you maybe are located in this pre-seed. It's like pre-stage. Okay, has like different characteristics, but basically is defined by the amount of fund needed by the entrepreneur. The second stage is called already seed funding. Okay, seed funding goes from 3 million to 6 million, and this already a startup being already working, having like very well-defined goals and just looking for growth. Okay. The third level will be Series A. Okay, going from 10 million to 30 million approximately is already for larger businesses, larger startups. And in this case, you can already address to bigger funders, for example, venture capital. Okay, so it's already usually in the first stage. Usually, the first stage we call the 3X. It's like family, friends, and fools. You know, the first stage you go to ask for money for your family, friends, and fools. The 3X. Okay. After that, you move into which is called like business angels, and in this third stage, you usually look for venture capital investors. Okay. In the Series B, usually are startups looking for funds from 30 million to 60 million, and you already focus only on venture capital and also later stage venture capital already like VCs being quite strong with a big financial muscle to fund you. Okay, and after that we have the IPOs. IPOs is just when it's another way to look for funding is when your company starts to be quite big and you offer the investors to be part of your shareholding. Okay, to become a shareholder of your company. Imagine that instead of being like an individual entrepreneur, you have already created a business, a company, and you offer the investor to be part of your shareholding. Okay, so in this case, it's called IPO. And this can be offered to the general public. Imagine already a big entrepreneur already been creating a company, be part of the stock exchange market. And you can offer that publicly. And you are not part of the stock exchange. You just have your company, and you offer someone specifically to be part of the company, to become your shareholder. Okay, it's another possibility. This already for a startup business being like 100 million or more. Okay, in this case, this mechanism you may think, okay, this is really far from me because I'm just a small agribusiness entrepreneur. This is really super far from me. But I think that only a few years ago, Facebook had to use this mechanism, had to introduce venture capitalists and other companies as part of its shareholders, okay, to get the money. So this is not so rare, okay? In case your company grows enough, you can be needing this mechanism, okay? Okay, so some of the most important startup online summits and hubs worldwide are basically Impact Hub, okay? This is very well known, has usually headquarters all around the world. This is a kind of network place where you can get training, contacts, make friends. You can look for money. You can they inform you on how to participate in the different funding rounds. Okay, so it's really very good place. You also have Endeavor Global, which is quite similar to Impact Hub, and Endeavor is also having like a kind of world contest once a year to select the best entrepreneurial ideas. They organize this contest, like this event, and they found it with for the best projects with a relevant, with quite big amounts of money for you. So this contest or this challenge means that the winners get money to for their businesses. So this can be really interesting for you. And also global startup ecosystem. This is quite similar to Impact Hub. Okay, also having like this annual meetings and annual summits, also providing you with training, information, networking, and also money for the projects. In Europe, there are many initiatives. I would like to point out this one from the European Commission. As we mentioned before, due to the next generation funds they have launched in the context of COVID-19, there's opportunity for entrepreneurship. This can be only based in Europe or in Europe with connections with other countries such as you. Okay, in the Middle East, there are different initiatives. You have the Jordanian startup ecosystem. This is from Jordan, as you can guess. So this is like creating business opportunities for entrepreneurs. In this case, as you know, most of the population in Jordan comes from Palestine and has Palestinian origins. You can use this connection to enlarge your networking and maybe get also funds from Jordan. Okay. Also, Mohammed bin Rashid Innovation Fund from Dubai is also a very important online summit and hub in the Middle East. The Dubai Startup Hub is also really super strong. And there is an important division from the World Economic Forum in the Middle East. Okay, you can find their webpage there. Okay, we4f.org/MENA region. Okay, so this is a division from the World Economic Forum, focused on the Middle East and focused on water and energy. Okay, so this will be your domain, will be your field. Okay, very good. Okay, I'm also going to mention some online summits and hubs in Spain, as you're working with a Spanish organization, Social Promotion Foundation. Okay, and some of them, most of them are, it's true, they're located in Spain, but they start to internationalize. So you can use this connection to enlarge your business and maybe looking for a partner in Spain. Okay. So first of all, we have Lanzadera. Lanzadera has been created by the founder of Mercadona. The CEO of Mercadona is the largest supermarket organization in Spain with more than 23% of market share in Spain, like boosting entrepreneurship linked to food sector and agribusiness. So this for you would be super important. Okay. This is basically, Lanzadera started basically as a face-to-face meeting point for entrepreneurs, but now they're strengthening the online division. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, once a year they can ask you to come to Spain, but of course they have also video calls and it's like facilitating the online as much as possible. Okay, this is really important for you. So mind that one day your project is selected, you could become part of this, even one day become a supplier of Mercadona, why not? Okay, you also have South Summit. This is international, it's focused in Spain, but this is international. South Summit is like dealing with different, with entrepreneurs from all sectors, okay? Not only, the strongest one nowadays, technology, but of course also health, also food, agriculture, many sectors, okay, like medical sector, biotechnology, many sectors. Also, Guaira is like the startup division created by Telefonica, the Spanish large multinationals, one of the largest around the world. Guaira is also having like an online support training, an annual summit too, and a very important hub. Seed Rocket is like also dealing with the important funds, amount of funds. And you also have BBVA Momentum. This is like the startup division of the BBVA Bank. It's one of the largest banks in Spain and also around the world. Where other places you can go to look for funds and to be part of these hubs? Of course, academia, many institutions in the Middle East, in the USA, in Spain, in Europe, have created their own startup sections. For example, in my university, there is one, okay? So in many universities, you can find that. Public institutions, of course, as we mentioned before, now all international institutions and public, national and international, are creating this entrepreneurial division. For example, you have created the Ministry for Entrepreneurship. Okay, in Spain there is one division at a public level. Okay, you also have the sections internationally speaking, like the United Nations, OECD, the World Bank, World Economic Forum. So all public institutions, national and international, are creating their entrepreneurial sections. Many businesses are reaching alliances with the small, starting entrepreneurs to launch new business ideas, as we mentioned at the very beginning, draw innovation, okay? And of course, banks are creating a very important division for entrepreneurs, not only to accompany them, but also to fund entrepreneurial business models. Okay, so this is the presentation. If you want, I would like to now to draw like some short conclusions with you, and after that I would like to leave time for dialogue, participation from any of you. As you said, as we mentioned before at the very beginning, there are enormous funding opportunities worldwide at the entrepreneurial hubs. Okay, there are enormous opportunities. In the Middle East, the greatest areas are Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Cairo, and Abu Dhabi. So one day, Palestine too, okay? As we mentioned, in Palestine, the agribusiness sector is linked to quality of life tendencies becoming very, very strong after COVID-19. So health sector, quality of life, healthy life sector are really key, okay? So you are focused in one of the most important sectors nowadays, being a sector with big investment opportunities. Remember, we mentioned before in the matrix that you could be a smart specialization sector, able to attract huge amounts of investment. Okay, and my advice is that you set up your own entrepreneurial hub in Palestine. It takes time and big effort, but I think this is the best way to deploy all your potentialities to carry out your own fundraising, your own networking, your own strategies, and set your worldwide connections. Okay, as we said, entrepreneurship is undertaking, starting a work, business, or endeavor involving difficulty or danger. So this is purely Palestine. This is purely you accustomed to this difficulty or danger. So this is my presentation. many thanks to all of you for being there. It's been really a pleasure to share this time with Social Promotion Foundation, PARC, the Spanish Agency Corporation, and all of you universities, entrepreneurs, etc. It's been a great pleasure. And now we have around 20 minutes for debate. It's 11:40, so have like 20 minutes for takeaways and debates. You want to mention what I don't know, something you liked, something you have learned, something like a big idea coming to your mind. You want to ask something, comment something, anything. Now the floor is yours, and let's have a debate.
أول شيء يعطيك العافية وشكرا لك بيغونيا باسم الإغاثة الزراعية وباسم المشاركين وباسم الجميع بنحب نشكرك. ثانيا في من مكتبنا أعتقد في الخليل كان في عدة أسئلة حابين يطرحوها، فبدنا نترك المجال لكم، تفضلوا.
Can you talk about pre-seed funding more? Can you talk more about pre-seed funding? And my second question.
Sorry, I can't hear you very well. Can you repeat the question or even write it down, type it?
طيب احكي لها انه بتقدر تحكي عن هاي النقطة أكثر اللي هي pre-seed funding. هذا السؤال الأول.
اوكي.
السؤال الثاني ايش بحتاج حتى اكون مؤهل للحصول على تمويل؟ على شكل نقاط ممكن اني اطبقها او خطوات اعمل فيها بالترتيب حتى اكون مؤهل تماما للحصول على تمويل.
Okay, so if can you write down the name of the fund or the entrepreneur, or how you want to talk me more in depth, please, on the chat. Okay, in the meantime. Okay, but to understand the name of the hub you mentioned. Okay, in the meantime, if you want, I can ask the second question. So in my opinion, according to our experience in my university, the key point is like basically having like a strong business model. I think like how to say, develop your business model, okay, being something differential with high quality, well organized. So make a strong business model, okay, for you in your agribusiness. And after that, the 2 points that, according to different venture capital funds, many experts and banks, etc., as far as I've been seeing during this time of experience, the two main things they're going to ask you for is basically, they're going to look for your accountings. I mean, your results. If you, for example, you are making profit, your sales are okay, you are doing well, okay. And the second thing, they are going to look at the team. Dealing with the business model. So this means like accounting with people with enough experience, in this case in the agribusiness, with a wide experience, okay, and also people with experience in the management field. So although you start just being as an agribusiness with imagine like only you knowing about agriculture, but as far as your business model starts to grow, you should be including like good managers in it. Okay, you have the help from PARC, from Social Promotion Foundation, etc. But creating a strong management team. These are the two things they are going to look at. So I mean, like good results, economic results from the accounting point of view, and second, having a strong professional team from the management point of view and from the field. This means agribusiness sector. Okay. And now, because you also asked me about one of the funds, you wanted to get more information, but because I didn't understand very well the name of the fund,
Yes.
If you can write it for me, please, would be great. Again.
عبد الله اذا في مجال اذا بتقدر تحكي لها عن مشروعك بدل ما تكتب على الشات، احكي بالعربي طبيعي وهو بترجم لها.
كنت بدي اكتب انه
Okay, I share the screen.
مشروعي كنت احكي لها انه مشروعي عن ملقحات نحل التلقيح.
كمل.
Okay, I share the screen if you can point out or indicate which is there.
لا هو على موضوع البريسيدنج هي بتعمل
صوت مش واضح يا
تمام هي حتعمل زي شير للسكرين. انت سألت على موضوع البريسيدنج صح؟ قبل شوي سألت على موضوع البريسيدنج قبل شوي. فهي حتعمل شير للسكرين على اساس انها تحكي لك على موضوع البريسيدنج. تفضلي بقى.
Okay, I don't know if Diego, can you help me, or Sergio, with because I don't know what's the fund you're talking about. Okay, so Sergio, you can need to. Yes, please. Yes. Okay. Online hubs or before? The pre-seed. Okay, I know what you mean. Yes. Okay, thank you. I understand now. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, and sorry for these difficulties are due to language issues. Okay. Yes. Basically, this model is based for like a small or like a starting entrepreneur. Okay, one moment. I'm going to. Okay. One moment. I'm going to silence my translation. Okay, so this is a pre-seed funding. This stage is basically like the base. Okay, so at the very beginning, entrepreneurs usually go to look for family. It is called like family, friends, or fools. It's like your immediate audience to look for funds. Okay, so you usually take your existing resources. So imagine can be your savings, your own money, can be your family, your friends, like looking for this support. So it's like very basic. Okay, it's a very first stage. So, but apart from that, apart from these 3 F's called family, fools, friends, and fools, you can also go to look for funds to other institutions, usually called business angels. Okay, these business angels are like can be companies or individuals willing to invest in like businesses being at the first stage. They find these business models like interesting and having potentiality. Okay. So in this stage, what they are going to look you for is like they're going to analyze their potentialities, but effectively feasibility of your business model. This means that this business model is able to grow, to gain a market share, is able to imagine like involve more people, to be reproduced in different places, cities, or even countries. So they have a look at the potentialities of the model, okay? They usually carry out different different tests, not only from the accounting point of view, or also like the team, as we mentioned before, but also from the marketing point of view. If the consumers are really ready and willing to acquire your products, okay? And I also analyze the possibilities of making this market bigger. So you imagine that you are selling to 100 people. Imagine that in 1 year you can sell to 100,000. So they analyze the potentialities of the market. Okay? The approximate fundraising opportunities. This is approximate because, of course, this depends on the country, on the fund you are talking to. Okay, could be 50,000. This could be a kind of can be. If it's business angels, can be usually donations. So these business angels usually give the money for free because they just want to fund interesting projects. Okay, there are many even private foundations, money like Bill Gates Foundation, etc., giving money for that. But you can also get money, lended money from banks, etc. But this will be a kind of microcredits to grow your business. Okay. Another way is like getting the money, as we mentioned, from public funds or other or private funds. Can be, imagine like the government, the Palestinian government, can be the European Union, can be the Spanish Corporation, or can be other international organizations. But they can also come from private companies. There are also private companies investing in entrepreneurial initiatives. And even today, we can say there are even more money in the field from the private sector. Okay, so there are companies willing to fund you. In Spain, for example, as mentioned before, Carrefour, you know, their large supermarket, is funding projects from suppliers from the agribusiness sector, small producers, and they are funding them. This will be a kind of pre-seed funding. Okay. For example, the Carrefour in Spain is also setting agreements with small producers with in the agriculture sector in Spain. Okay, so this is just an example for you how this pre-seed funding works. Okay, I expect to have covered your question. If you want to ask something else, just let me know.
نعم جاوبت على سؤالي، لكن النقطة الثانية اللي هي كنا بدنا نعرف ايش النقاط او الخطوات اللي ممكن امشي فيها حتى اكون مؤهل للحصول على هذا التمويل. وعندي سؤال اخر، انا مشروعي مثلا موجود في اسبانيا يعني وهم رواد في انتاج نحل التلقيح، فهل يمكن مثلا تعاون معنا في التدريب أو بعض الأمور الفنية في هذا المشروع مثلا؟ وهل تتوفر من طرفكم جهات قد تساعد في هذا الموضوع؟
وبعدها راح ناخذ دكتور عبد الغني. دكتور بس نجاوب على هذه الأسئلة بعدها. قبل عماد بدنا ناخذ بس الدكتور عبد الغني لأنه من زمان حابب يحكي. تفضلي بيغونيا جاوبي على سؤاله إذا في مجال، بعدين عشان ناخذ مداخلة الدكتور عبد الغني.
Yes, the big issue is the big field is really very important because it has been analyzed how bees contribute to ecosystem sustainability. So they are like it's a big focus not only for Spain but also for the European Union. Okay, so you know this the United Nations even has declared one international the Day of the Bee. Okay, so this is really important because they enormously contribute to ecosystem sustainability. So this is a big field. Honey production and particularly bee These are really very strong points. So I'm sure you will find for funds, not only from the Spanish Corporation, but also from the European Union, because this is very much protected, and this is a big focus for sustainability. Okay, and going to the points, to the steps you must follow. So the first thing I would do is like setting your business model, as we said, make it very strong. Okay, so your processes, your market approach, your customers, your accountants must be very clear and must be strong. And after that, what I would do is like, you can do that with Park or social promotion, etc. Look for sources of funding. So this can be, as mentioned, public, private, or even like national or international. It usually works. As follows: you must prepare a proposal, okay, and you present the proposal to the institution, and it must be approved, okay. If it's approved, or imagine you win this prize, in the case that this is a kind of contest, for example, the online hubs usually work like that, okay. Once you get the prize, so you are selected, you get the money, and after that you will must be like providing information to the organization during the developing of the project. It's quite similar to what Park is doing now with the IC project, with the Spanish Corporation project. It's like you get the funds and you provide information to the funding institution, okay? So progressively, imagine like every month, every 3 months, every semester, etc., and until you close the project. Okay, and you can do that with the different institutions we have mentioned. You can get funds from different institutions. You can get several funds at the same time. So you can go to these public or private institutions, and you can also be part of these entrepreneurial rounds for investment, the ones we mentioned. Okay, can be worldwide, can be Middle Eastern, or can be even like a national from you. Okay. So basically the steps is submitting a proposal, getting the funds, this means getting the prize or getting the funds, and after that continue with the implementation of the project, providing the supporting organization with this evidence, progress reports, etc. So this could be the point. But to do so, you must be really good at the very beginning, having your strong business model, very well defined, to be able to gain this contest, to win, or to get the funds. Okay, that's it.
تمام. هلا دكتورة عبد الغني، تفضل لو سمحت.
يعطيكم العافية. الصوت مسموع؟ طيب أنا بتأسف ما فتحتش الكاميرا لأنه في عندي مشكلة في الكاميرا. أول شيء بدي حاب أعرف على نفسي. الدكتور عبد الغني حمدان، أنا كنت موظف سابق في الإغاثة الزراعية، وحاليا محاضر جامعي في جامعة القدس المفتوحة وجامعة خضوري على البارت تايم، وبشتغل في الاستشارات والتدريب. والحقيقة أني أنا أشرفت على ولا زلت أشرف على بعض المشاريع الريادية، وخصوصا المشاريع الزراعية في محافظة حليل وبيت لحم. طبعا بداية أشكر الإغاثة الزراعية على تنظيم هذا اللقاء القيم. الحقيقة أن هاي اللقاءات مفيدة جدا، وخصوصا أن العمل الريادي عندنا في فلسطين في بداية مهده. وأشكر أيضا الدكتورة بيقولنا على هذه المحاضرة والمعلومات القيمة التي أفادتنا. حقيقة أنا عندي شوية مداخلات أو نقاط ملاحظات مش أسئلة. الملاحظة الأولى إنه إحنا هنا في فلسطين يجب أن لا نقارن ريادة الأعمال في الدول الأخرى لخصوصية فلسطين والاحتلال الإسرائيلي الجاثم. فهون العمل الريادي يواجه صعوبات جم، فهاي لازم نأخذها بعين الاعتبار. النقطة الثانية، أعتقد أن أي عمل ريادي ناجح يجب أن يكون نابع من نفس صاحب الفكرة أو صاحب المشروع. لا شك ان المؤسسات الحاضنه زي الاغاثه الزراعيه لها دور كبير في هذا الموضوع، ولها خبره ايضا رياديه في فلسطين. طبعا هي ايضا الاغاثه والمؤسسات الاخرى هي ايضا تساعد في نجاح هذه المشاريع من خلال الاحتضان والتدريب. النقطة الأخرى اللي أنا حاب أضيفها إن إحنا لازم في فلسطين نركز بجانب مسرعات الأعمال وحاضنات الأعمال، نركز على حاضنات التدريب أو مسرعات التدريب. طبعا مسرعات الأعمال هنا في فلسطين تعطي تدريب، ولكن أعتقد من خلال خبرتي ووجهة نظري إن التدريب غير كافي، فبالتالي وخصوصا شبابنا لا يتمتعون بالخبرة الكافية لإدارة هذه المشاريع. أخيرا آمل أن نوحد الجهود في فلسطين، طبعا المؤسسات الرسمية وغير الرسمية والمؤسسات الريادية في هذا المجال، حتى نكون أو نؤسس اون هاب، يعني فلسطينيان اون هاب في ريادة الأعمال، حتى تكون كل مشاريعنا واقتصادنا النامي يكون في نجاح أكثر. وشكرا على الاستماع وشكرا للجميع.
شكرا غني على طرح القيم. وهلا معنا في موضوع
Hello.
هلا وطبعا خلينا ناخذ مداخله من منطقه الشباب اللي في
Yes, the English translation was lost for a moment. Yes.
هيك أحسن الصوت. تمام. أول إشي كنت حابب أتشكر الدكتور عبد الغني على مداخلته القيمة. وثانيا في عندنا في منطقة الزبابدة عند وسام في ناس عندها أسئلة، وعماد بنرجع لك في الخليل، بس بدنا عشان نوازن بين المناطق. تفضل وسام، مين عنده سؤال من عندك؟
Yes, I put here some of the points, not the last one, but more or less, yes. Yeah, just talking at the very beginning about the difficulty in Palestine, you have in general terms, and also particularly from the entrepreneurial point of view. I know that.
You want قبل وسام, you want Mr. Abdel Ghani to repeat his some parts of his speech?
The last one, the 3 points. The last one.
Okay. دكتور عبد الغني، في مجال
مطلوب مني أعيد؟
إذا في مجال النقطة الأخيرة، لأنه صار عندنا بس خلل في موضوع الترجمة.
أوكي، النقطة الأخيرة أن كنت ولا زلت وسأبقى أملي كبير أن تتوحد جهود المؤسسات الرسمية وغير الرسمية، وخاصة العاملة في القطاعات الأهلية، على تأسيس يعني اون هاب، فلسطينيان اون هاب. لأن في فلسطين زي ما حكينا احنا بنواجه تحديات كثيرة غير تحديات الاحتلال، بنواجه تحديات في الأنظمة والسياسات والقوانين في فلسطين، فكل هاي بدها تحديث وبدها ضغط ومناصرة حتى احنا نحاول نغير في هذه القوانين والأنظمة لصالح العمل الريادي والشباب في فلسطين.
تمام. شكرا لك دكتور عبد الغني. إذا في مجال هلا راح ننتقل عند وسام معك، إذا في حد عنده أسئلة تفضلوا.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Abdel Ghani. Yes, I totally agree with you with all points you mentioned. So the first one was about the difficulties in Palestine. You know, I was living there in the Middle East with social promotion foundations used to be a worker of the foundation. So I was living there, and I know you, I know your difficulties, just in first person, so I know that. And in fact, I dedicated my first PhD to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and the Lebanon conflict. So I know you, I know your situation. I absolutely know what is happening. Yes, and I agree with you that there are many difficulties, but you are strong enough to do so. You have already been born and you have already experienced this difficulty, and you are able to overcome and to develop your economic growth. Okay. Secondly, about the experience of Park in innovation and in innovative agriculture, yes, I absolutely agree. I've been working with you when I was living there. I visited some of your exploitations, some of your fields, and I know that it's really super advanced, modern, and so it's a big hope. Yes, I agree with you. And regarding the last point, yes, I think you should consider in creating this own Palestinian entrepreneurial hub, because otherwise maybe you can be more dependent on others. Can be the Tel Aviv, Jerusalem hub, or even other Middle Eastern countries. But what I would do is creating my own hub, because like that you can develop your own approach, your own goals, your own earnings, your own funds, your own networking. So I think this is a middle long-term effort, but I think you should do so, because from my point of view, now social and economic approaches are the big response for the conflict. So maybe we cannot solve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, but we can look for a better life for you. And this is based on socioeconomic progress, and entrepreneurship is the way to do so. So I really encourage you to do so, to create your own entrepreneurial hub. You have the means, you have the talent, and you can do so. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
وسام
تمام، أتمنى يكون الصوت مسموع.
وسام لا، اللي بده يحكي خليه لو سمحتي يقرب على اللابتوب او على الجهاز على اساس يكون الصوت اوضح.
يعطيك العافية. أنا سؤالي هو إحنا كأصحاب مشاريع ناشئة كيف يكون عندنا خطة للإدارة المالية عشان تكون منيحة في المستقبل؟ كيف إنه إحنا نبني خطة مالية ناشئة تساعدنا إن يكون مستقبلنا صح؟ بس هاي سؤال.
وسام خلي الصبية بس تقرب على الكاميرا بعد إذنك. قرب على الجهاز، خلي الصبية تقرب.
الصوت هيك منيح؟
هيك صوتك منيح.
تمام، احكي شوي.
سؤالي إحنا أصحاب مشاريع ريادية ناشئة في بداية طريقها، كيف يكون عندنا خطة؟
اقعد احكي. عرض خطة مالية ناشئة.
تمام، يعطيك العافية. إحنا كأصحاب مشاريع ريادية كيف ممكن يكون عندنا خطة مالية إدارية صح إن تساعدنا إحنا مشاريعنا تكبر في المستقبل، ما يكون عندنا معيقات مالية تدمر هذا المشروع الريادي؟ هاي سؤالي. من ناحية إنه كمان يكون في استدامة للمشروع من الناحية المالية، بس هاي السؤال.
سؤالها مسموع.
مسموع سؤالها.
Being part of, yes, the idea is that now being part of Park, so through Park and Social Promotion Foundation, you can have access to these funds. For example, imagine like next year, Social Promotion Foundation gets a new conventional project from the Spanish Corporation, and this can be funds for you to boost your projects, okay? If you create this entrepreneurial hub in Palestine, you can also get your own funds, and you can also be part of these funding rounds, okay? Also as individuals, not only as being members of part of working together with the foundation, you can also, as individuals, as in individual entrepreneurs, can have access to the funds, to the hubs we mentioned. Okay, it can be international, can be the online hubs, etc. So you can also present your candidature for the prices, for the funds to these institutions. Okay, so it's a big work because you have to prepare the proposal, you have to prove your numbers, you have to communicate your project, you have to write your elevator speech, etc., etc. But you will start with taking some practice, and in the end, you will get the funds. There are many entrepreneurs taking funds like that. Okay. For example, I have one student I've been supporting during the last year, and he has got funds from the Lanzadera in Valencia, the online, the hubs we mentioned in Spain, also with an entrepreneurial from the agribusiness sector, an agribusiness project. Okay, he got the funds from Lanzadera de Empleo. Lanzadera is from Valencia. Okay, and he is an individual entrepreneur too. So you can do so. You can do that with your organizations, and you can do that individually. So you start being part of these circuits, okay, and asking for the funds, take experience, and one day you will get the money. That's it. Okay. Of course, you can also you also have the branch, the banking branch. I mean, like going to the bank, asking for a loan, etc. Okay. More questions?
وسام، حكيت لي قبل ما نرجع على الخليل ناخذ وسام حكيت لي في عندكم سؤال ثاني.
تمام صحيح.
خليه قرب لو سمحت اللي بده يسأل.
صباحكم، صوت مسموع؟
مسموع.
صباحكم جميعا، ويسعد صباح المهندس جميل عبد الهادي. أول شيء حبيت أشكر إغاثة أولا على هذه الدورة، أول شيء، وعلى البروفيسور على حضور الدورة، يعني منه حضورها وتدريبنا كمان في الأيام المقبلة. أول شيء بما إنه مكتوب على خلفية البروشور، خلفية على البروفيسورة عبارة واصل بالإسباني إذا حد انتبه عليها. بنقدر بعد الدورة هاي، يعني الدورة هاي أهدافها بنقدر أهدافها التدريبية نكون قادرين على إدارة مشاريع وتطويرها في حال تم رعايتها من الإغاثة، وإن لم يكن هل سنكون قادرين على إيجاد حلول بديلة يعني وخلاقة لهذا المشروع؟ سؤال ثاني، نعطي فرصة للمترجم.
كمل.
كمل. شو وضع المنتجات الفلسطينية في الأسواق الأوروبية من وجهة نظر البروفيسورة، وشو مواطن الضعف فيها مشان يعني نحل المشاكل؟ ويعطيكم العافية، دمتم ما دام الزعتر والزيتون.
Yes, regarding with respect to your first question, I know that Social Promotion Foundation and Park are looking for ways to develop these initiatives. So I mean, like imagine like enlarging these initiatives to strengthen your skills, to teach you on project management, etc. Okay, so yes, I know they are working on that already. Okay. And with respect to the second question, yes, I know, because you have market limitations, not only by land, by sea, by air, so you have many limitations to export your products to other Middle Eastern countries and to move away in the end. That's why my recommendation is creating this Palestinian entrepreneurial hub, because you need to be, not only to be good in producing agricultural products, but you also need to enlarge your networking regionally and internationally. And to do so, you need the support of bigger institutions, such as not only the Spanish Corporation, but also the European Union, the Arab League, and the OECD, the World Bank. So that's why that's why you need to create your own hub, to set this influential hub, okay, to open ways to deal with and commercialize your products. Okay, that's it.
تمام. خلينا بس هلا ناخذ عماد. تفضل عماد، شيل الميوت. عماد من الخليل عطاونا، تفضل.
أستاذ جميل، مبدئيا صوتك ما كانش واضح. طبعا مساء الخير أستاذة بيجونا، أنا عماد من الخليل. طبيعي بدي أسأل بالأول، طبعا طبيعة الأسئلة هل حتكون عن الريادي بشكل عام في فلسطين والدول الأوروبية وغيره، أم حتكون بالنسبة للمشروع بشكل خاص؟ في كلتا الحالتين طبعا عندي سؤال بخصوص المشروع. طبعا في طبيعة المشاريع بشكل عام دائما إما النجاح أو عدم النجاح، لكن عند الوصول للنجاح عند الغالبية يحاول دائما التطوير على المشروع والإمداد سعته ومجاله بشكل أكبر يكون. سؤالي، هل راح يكون وجودكم الإرشادي والفني والتنموي إنه في لحتى وصول النجاح، أم سيستمر أثناء تطوير المشروع في سنوات طويلة إلى الأمام؟ وسعيدين بوجودنا معك وشكرا لجهودك، وسعيد بسماع رأيك وإجابتك على السؤال.
Thank you very much, Mohamed. Yes, of course, I remain at your disposal with Park and Social Promotion Foundation, Spanish Corporation, to support you in future steps. Of course, you know, the Social Promotion Foundation knows it and remain at your disposal in case you want me to for further steps, of course. And regarding this, the opportunities for you to make bigger your business models, there are different ways to do so. Okay, there's some of you from the business field or economy, you know that. So basically, it's like creating enlarging your number of clients, enlarging the number of products. Okay, creating new products for existing markets. Okay, creating getting new customers for existing products. Okay, or creating a new customers, new products. So this will be the diversification strategy. So basically, there are different ways for you to grow. Basically, linked to products or linked to customers. You can get more customers, or you can create more products and launch them to the market. Okay. So if you want, one day in these future sessions, we can talk about that, how to enlarge your market share, how to carry out these growing business strategies. Okay, so this would be necessary, I think, that to have more time to discuss it, but basically can be linked to products or customers, increasing the number of products or increasing the number of customers, basically. Okay, but if you want in these future sessions, if you want, we can see that.
تمام يا جماعة. هلا قبل ما نختم، ضل أي حدا عنده أي مداخلة أو أسئلة بحيث إنها تكون آخر إشي قبل ما نختم؟
أستاذ جميل، أنا طبعا المعلومات اللي حكيتها بخصوص وجودهم الإرشادي والتنموي إنه دائما والفني في أوقات بداية المشروع حتى الوصول للنجاح، هذا عندي المعلومات الكافية إنهم راح يكونوا موجودين. أنا أقصد في حال تم نجاح المشروع والحاجة إلى تطويره بشكل أكبر من الإمكانيات الموجودة لنا أو معنا، هل راح يكون وجودهم مستمر أيضا بعد النجاح في حال كانت المتطلبات للتوسيع ولزيادة حجم المشروع فوق إمكانيات المشروع وصاحب المشروع؟
Okay, so you mean when your project has already been successful and how to work, how to keep it. This is a very good point, because usually some business models, when they reach success, so you know, every business model has like a life cycle. So you have introduction or beginning moment, you have growing moment, you have the maturity moment, okay? And after that, you can have a decline, okay? So it's like the concern of every business person. It's like how are you going to deal with the maturity moment to prevent your business from declining? That's the point, okay? So the point there could be before the maturity moment arrives, you must be developing innovation actions, new initiatives to prevent this declining moment from happening, okay? So for example, when remember when you know the digital photography was invented, Kodak went bankrupted, okay, disappeared, because they rejected that digital photography. If before this moment they will have innovated and they will have listened to the tendencies about like digital photography, maybe Kodak will be #1 in the world today. Okay, so the idea is that you should be constantly innovating, even if you are reaching the maturity moment or even before, to prevent your business model from declining, to keep it growing. Okay, that's it. Keeping like your entrepreneurial mindset or the business life cycle.
بدي أكمل عماد بس على بيغونيا. أنا فاهم شو بتقصد أنت، اطمنوا تماما. إحنا كإغاثة زراعية كفريق مشروع وكإغاثة زراعية راح نضل معاكم طول فترة المشروع وما بعد فترة المشروع، حتى في حالة احتجتوا لأي دعم من أي ناحية، يعني إحنا راح نكون موجودين معاكم وراح نوفر هذا الدعم، فما تقلقوا.
أشكرك أستاذ جميل، وشكرا أستاذة بيغانا.
ضل حدا يا جماعة عنده أسئلة ولا نختم؟ يبدو إنه الكل يعني طرح أسئلته. فأول إشي بنحب في هذا اليوم إن نشكر الدكتورة بيغونيا طبعا على سيمينارها القيم. وطبعا يبدو في حدا عنده سؤال. دقيقة بس، في حدا يبدو عنده سؤال. وسام عندك؟ خلينا ناخده آخر واحد وبعدين.
أود أول شيء نشكركم على هذه المعلومات القيمة. الشباب في فلسطين لديهم أفكار جديدة يمكن لو أتيحت لها الفرصة ستصل إلى العالمية في مختلف المجالات، لكن دائما هناك معيقات في الوصول للنجاح، منها مثلا الضرائب العالية المفروضة علينا أو على المشاريع الريادية التي تصل إلى نسب عالية، وأنتم تعرفون حساسية الموضوع في الأراضي الفلسطينية. ما هي خططكم كجهات داعمة لكي يتم تجنيب مشاريعنا الريادية هذه الإشكاليات؟ ربما تكلمتم عنها، لكن نريد كشباب فلسطيني تطمينات من قبلكم، وشكرا.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the first thing I would say is like keep on with this brave mentality you have, like fighting every day to continue with your business. So for an entrepreneur, skills. Some of you mentioned that skills are really key. So being strong enough, keep on fighting every day, never give up. That's the point. That's the first thing I could say. And after that, develop like a high quality, develop a strong business model with high quality management skills, okay, with a good team, with good accountants, with market results, etc. And after that, open your mind to, of course, to receive the foundation support and park support, and Spanish cooperation, of course, to make your business model grow. Okay, so don't adapt yourself just to what you have already. Just keep on fighting and keep on having like big ideals, big dreams. That's the point. Never give up. That's my final piece of advice.
طيب، حابب أكمل على الموضوع بخصوص موضوع الضرائب. إحنا راح نوفر لكم جميع التسهيلات والمعلومات، وراح نسعى لأي جهة ممكنة من وزارات ودوائر ضريبية وإلى آخره لتخفيض موضوع الضرائب يعني عليكم بما نتمكن فيه زي ما بنقول، يعني لأنه في النهاية هذا الموضوع موجود وين ما كان. فنرجع إن نختم. أول شيء حابب أشكر دكتورة بيغونيا على جهودها الجبارة وعلى سيمينارها الحلو اليوم، وحابب أشكر طبعا طاقم ال FBS اللي تم هذا السيمينار من خلالهم طبعا والى اخره. وحابب طبعا اشكر مشتركينا والانتربرونورز، الشباب الريادي، الشباب والصبايا الرياديين اللي عندنا، اللي نورونا بوجودهم اليوم، وطبعا مكاتب الإغاثة الزراعية وجميع الجامعات اللي اشتركوا معنا اليوم، وشكرا لكم جميعا.
Thank you very much to everybody. It's a great pleasure to me to be here with you today, and all the best with your projects, with your entrepreneurial initiatives. Thank you very much.
شكرا لكم جميعا، يعطيكم العافية. يعطيكم العافية. السلام.
Thanks so much, Begonia. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll keep in touch.
Keep in touch, yes. Okay, Sergio, so I put an end to this communication from my side. If you need something else after that, just contact me, okay? And best regards for everybody and all participants. Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.
جميل، اتوقع خلصنا. موجود جميل، لا الكل عماله بيطلع. شكرا لكم جميعا. شوف شادية وين راح رقم شادية؟ شادية اللذيذين تبعين الزوم اللي بيدخلوا. شادية مرحبا. احنا خلصنا صح؟ اوكي عشان للميتينج.